construct your words when speaking in English, using the right English tenses during a conversation, or you don't know how to sound professional during important events such as job interviews and meetings. So don't worry, today we would be providing you with some great tips in which you can clear your interview rounds at ease. Now, what to be done before the interview? Review the oral rating scale so that you know what the examiner will be checking for. Second, practice beforehand by having a friend or a colleague interview you with the questions found on our recommended website or other resources. You may want to record this and have a native English speaker listen to it with you to identify ways that you could have answered more naturally. Now, during the interview, first, relax. You are not expected to be perfect, just to be fluent enough to function easily in an English speaking office. Next, keep talking. Try to give more than a 3-word answer to each question. The examiner wants to hear you talk more than the interviewer. The examiner cannot easily give you a score if you only say a yes or a no. Third, speak slowly, audibly and clearly. If you tend to speak fast when you are nervous, try to speak slower. You will be understood better. If you usually have a soft voice, make an effort to speak louder. It's impossible for an examiner to give you a score if he or she cannot hear you. Next, feel free to take control of the conversation. Interviewers have been advised to avoid talking about politics or other sensitive topics but have not been given exact questions to ask. Thus, the content is not as important as your appearing fluent, and a fluent conversationalist sometimes changes the subject. Next, don't memorize or give a lecture. Remember that this is meant to be a conversation, not a recording of your reading, saying something you memorize or giving a lecture to your interviewer. In my view, there are a few other things you can do to improve your verbal facility, which includes practice reading a short passage or an article from your daily newspapers or magazines. Tape record it so that you know where to make adjustments and corrections. You can even invite a good buddy to listen to it so that he can give you a candid feedback. Next, randomly pick up a photo or a picture and proceed to articulate as much as you can about it, what you see in it. Next, every time after you have finished watching a movie or reading a good storybook, do your best to articulate the key ideas and salient feature points to yourself. As usual, you can tape record it or get to a friend to listen. Next, read a lot. Newspapers, novels, your textbook, watch YouTube videos, etc. If you don't understand a word, then internet is your best friend. Search for it and hear how it is pronounced. Think in English or the language you want to learn. Always participate in extracurricular activities even if it's for a small part. This way you can talk more to people. Go for seminars and watch the speaker body language. Slowly you will know your style that works on you. At last, we would summarize as don't be too concerned about your sluttering. Just focus on your objective to practice speaking fluently and proceed to speak naturally. Yes, it takes an iota of personal courage, but that's the process of natural learning. Also remember, fear is essentially a perceived notion and always a transit event. It'll pass. Now, when you're job ready, why to wait? Ample jobs are waiting for you at fresherswell.com. Log in and apply for the suitable jobs. We would like to